Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the official press conference for Belgium ahead of tomorrow's FIFA World Cup semi-final between France and Belgium. This press conference is in two parts. The first part will be with the player Kevin De Bruyne. The second part of the press conference will be with the head coach Roberto Martinez. If you have a question, please raise your hand, wait for the microphone to come to you, introduce yourself, the organisation you work for, then pose your question. A reminder that the interpretation channels are as follows: Channel 1 English, Channel 2 Russian, Channel 3 French, Channel 4 Dutch. We kindly ask you to have your mobile phones on silence for this press conference. And our photographer colleagues, you're welcome to be here, of course, for this press conference. But when we begin with Roberto Martinez, we would kindly ask you to quietly make your way to the exits in an orderly fashion. That would be most appreciated. Let's begin the press conference, first of all, with a question for Kevin De Bruyne. Please share with us your thoughts and feelings ahead of tomorrow's big game.
Well, good evening to everybody. Yeah, very excited. Obviously, so it's a semi-final of the World Cup, so it's one of these games at the biggest stage, what everybody wants to play. So feel quite at ease at the moment, but obviously, yeah, just looking forward to it.
Okay, the first question to the gentleman in the blue top.
Hallo, hallo. Hoort je me? Oké. Kevin, Yves Tijdeman uit Den in Nederlands. Ik denk een jaar geleden of zo zei je van we gaan naar Rusland om wereldkampioen te worden. Nu zijn we er echt wel kort bij. Dat bleken geen loze woorden, hè Kevin?
So apparently not just promises.
Natuurlijk, dat is niet iets met arrogantie zeggen van ik wil wereldkampioen worden. Ik denk dat België een heel goede ploeg heeft. Natuurlijk zijn er 10, 15 ploegen die op voorhand zeggen wij willen wereldkampioen worden. Je moet die ambitie tonen als ploeg, als speler om te willen winnen. Anders, in mijn ogen kun je geen toernooi winnen als je er zelf niet in gelooft. Dus wij zijn hier om zo ver mogelijk te gaan, om dat te proberen te winnen. En dat is hetzelfde wat we willen doen.
To win the tournament, and that's the attitude we'll go into tomorrow's match with.
Hallo Kevin, ik ben van de Nederlandse televisie.
Hello Kevin, I'm from
twee
the
vragen
Dutch
in
television.
één. Is dit nou een nu of nooit wedstrijd? Vind jij dat ook? En brengt dat nou een fijne spanning met zich mee? Of een hele vervelende druk?
Does that give you some nice
ik denk
feeling
als
tension
je op een
or
WK
annoying
zit dat
pressure?
het altijd nu of nooit is.
Well, when you're
Ik denk dat
part
je als
of a world
speler misschien de
championship,
kans
it's
hebt 2, 3,
always now
4
or
keer
never.
op een WK,
As a player,
EK te kunnen zijn.
You'll have the chance to take part in a world
En
championship
een toernooi is altijd
or a European
anders dan een
championship
competitie.
twice or
Als je
three
in de
times in a
competitie verliest, 3 dagen
lifetime.
later kan je dat verlies
In a competition,
waarschijnlijk terug goed werken. Maar als wij deze match verliezen, dan weten we dat we eruit liggen.
Come back a couple of days later, but here
Druk,
it's
in
different.
mijn
We
ogen,
know that we're out if we
niet
don't
zozeer.
win.
Uiteindelijk is er
In my
altijd
view,
veel druk in de matchen die wij spelen.
Not
Natuurlijk
that much.
kijken
There's
er
always
meer
pressure
mensen
in the
nu
games
waarschijnlijk naar de
that
match.
we play.
Maar uiteindelijk
Obviously,
probeer ik het beste van mij te
people will be
geven en
watching
alles
this
te doen
game,
om
but
morgen die match te kunnen winnen.
ultimately I try to give the best of myself and
Sorry,
do my utmost to win that game
questions only
tomorrow.
with the microphone, and it's this gentleman's turn here. Thank you.
Hi Kevin, Kevin Baxter from the Los Angeles Times. Question in English. Obviously Roberto Martinez has changed this team. What has he done to make the team better?
Well, I think he built on the potential of the team. I think this team has been playing for 7, 8, even more years together. I think he brought us maybe tighter together with more belief of winning it, where maybe the other two, the world champion and the European champion, where maybe some players had not the belief yet of winning it all. I think there's more feeling of trust in each other to perform better than we did before. I think we already did that. But obviously, when you're already here, you want to, go until the end.
Okay. Tall fellow with the grey top.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Damián López from La Vanguardia in Barcelona, Spain. What do you think is the real influence of Pep Guardiola in your way of playing the last times and in the style of the Belgium national team? Thank you.
Well, I think Pep helped me to perform better as an individual. It's a totally different style of playing, where you need time as a team to adapt to it. But once you get it, it makes football easier. I think our style is a little bit different in the national team. Some things we do the same, some things we do differently. I guess also because you need more time to do things like Pep does. But yeah, I think we are an attacking team who like to play football on the ground. I think we have power, but yeah, I think some things are the way we play at City.
Bonjour Kevin, Christophe Franken pour la dernière heure. Les voyages s'enchaînent, il y a beaucoup de kilomètres, beaucoup d'avions. Comment vous faites pour aborder ça? Est-ce que personnellement tu es fatigué? Parce que même au surlendemain des entraînements, quand on voit les titulaires rester à l'intérieur, toi on te voit quasiment toujours sur le terrain.
Je pense que je me centrerai maintenant 2 jours après le match, parce que dans 2 jours, il y a encore un match. Pour moi, c'est mieux de toucher un peu le ballon, de courir un peu sur le terrain pour mes muscles. Je me sens mieux quand je fais ça.
Gentleman here in the navy blue jacket.
Bonjour Kevin, Louis Vix pour Canal Plus France. Il y a quelques mois, vous aviez dit que vous ne connaissiez pas à l'époque Kylian Mbappé. Quel est votre regard depuis sur ce joueur, ce qu'il est devenu et quelle menace il représente pour vous demain?
Il est devenu un star en France. Quand moi j'ai joué contre le Monaco, je pense qu'il a joué que 10 matchs. Moi je ne regarde pas beaucoup de foot pour dire la vérité. Et à ce moment, je ne le connais pas. Maintenant, il joue depuis presque 1 an et demi. Et il joue pour une grande équipe maintenant. Il a joué beaucoup avec la France, beaucoup dans le Champions League. D'abord, c'est un autre joueur, je pense. C'est un star pour les prochains 15 ans. Et il a fait un an incroyable. Je pense qu'il peut améliorer encore si c'est possible. Mais je pense qu'il peut être dangereux pour nous. Mais on veut essayer pour qu'il a un jeu un peu moins demain.
Try to stop him from playing tomorrow.
Bonsoir Kevin. Arnaud Huchette, Ouest France. Une question en français donc. Est-ce que vous avez évoqué ce match avec Thierry Henry, les retrouvailles avec les Bleus? Qu'est-ce qu'il vous en a dit? Est-ce qu'il va chanter la Marseillaise par exemple? Est-ce qu'il vous a dit ça?
Il m'a rien dit. Qu'est-ce qu'il va faire? Peut-être il chante la Marseillaise. Je pense normal, mais à la fin, il n'a pas dit grand-chose sur l'équipe de France. Je pense nous on connaît les joueurs, beaucoup ils jouent ensemble, mais je pense pour lui demain c'est peut-être un peu difficile, mais il travaille maintenant pour la Belgique, il veut qu'on gagne et c'est juste la boulot il l'a maintenant, c'est le foot.
Oui, bonsoir Kevin. Alexandre Rodoskov pour SoFoot. Est-ce que tu préfères en français ou en anglais la question?
Would you prefer a question in
Bon, allez,
English or in French?
en français, désolé pour mes profs d'anglais. Est-ce que si tu étais l'entraîneur de l'équipe de France, est-ce que tu conseillerais à tes défenseurs de se concentrer sur toi, sur Eden Hazard ou alors sur Lukaku?
J'espère il dit juste concentrer sur une. Ça veut dire que les autres deux, ils peuvent être libres ou les autres. C'est le foot. On joue avec 11, on joue avec 14, 15. Le foot, tu as besoin des individuels, mais à la fin, il y a beaucoup de joueurs qui peuvent changer le match pour nous, aussi pour la France. Et j'espère que les grands joueurs ils sont là demain.
Luka Petric, Radio Slovenia. Kevin, you're part of a fantastic generation of players. what do you think has been the deciding factor in the Belgian youth system for a smaller country to produce such a great generation of players like yourself?
I think to getting the chance in other countries. I think there's a lot of talent in Belgium, but before 10 or 15 years there was nobody playing outside of Belgium. I think a few players then went, like Company or Fellaini. They did well, and they said, oh, maybe Belgium have some more players. And I think now they're recruiting a lot of Belgian players, and Belgian players are still doing well. I think obviously you need to get a chance wherever you're from, and you need a little bit of luck. And in the end, it's your desire, your talent, and your hard work who makes it.
Final two questions. First here, and then the last one at the back.
Kevin, goedemiddag. Verwacht jij een geslotenere wedstrijd nu tegen Frankrijk dan tegen Brazilië? En ben je dan beter geschikt in de rol die je had tegen Brazilië om schade aan te richten?
Het is moeilijk te zeggen. Ik hou me persoonlijk niet echt bezig met wat er kan gebeuren. Want een match kan heel snel omschakelen. Waarschijnlijk zal het iets meer gesloten zijn, maar als er snel een goal valt, kan er een heel andere match komen. Ja, achteraf is het dan moeilijk te zeggen hoe of wat er gebeurd is. Ik weet dat er twee ploegen zijn die heel veel goede spelers hebben, die hopelijk een mooie match kunnen maken. Dat is wat iedereen wil. Maar uiteindelijk zal elke ploeg proberen wat hij moet doen om die match te kunnen winnen. En dat is het eigenlijk.
Last question, please.
Bonsoir Kevin, Julien Thomaville, les DNA. Est-ce que vous pourriez nous parler de la relation technique que vous entretenez avec les joueurs offensifs de la sélection belge et nous expliquer aussi un peu le rôle que vous avez sur le terrain, ce que vous demande Roberto Martinez?
Ça dépend. Mon rôle, ça change tout le temps. Moi, je pense que le rôle pour l'équipe, c'est de créer des occasions, de faire des passes que mes coéquipiers en avant, ils peuvent faire la différence. Le dernier match, j'ai joué un peu plus en avant. Mais c'est aussi parce qu'on a joué un peu sur le counter et je pensais qu'avec ma verticalité et le directness que j'ai dans mon jeu, ça a aidé pour le match là-bas. Pour demain, ça peut changer, je ne sais pas encore. Ouais, je pense que c'est ça.
Kevin De Bruyne, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. And please, Mr. Martinez, share with us your thoughts about tomorrow's World Cup semi-final.
Well, good evening all. Obviously, this is a unique opportunity for all the team and for the whole of Belgium and for all the hard work that has been done, not just for the last 2 years, for the last 10, 15 years, developing these young players. So it's a unique opportunity for any player to be involved in a World Cup. It gets even a more special opportunity to be in a semi-final facing France, and with a real excitement about the big reward that this game is going to bring for one of the two nations.
Let's go here on the left.
Arila Solzada for Norwegian newspaper VG. Question in English about Marouane Fellaini. He seems like a quite unorthodox player who gets a lot of critics from the outside, but he also seems very popular with his coaches. Can you explain to us why he's so useful for a team?
I think it's quite simple. Marouane is a team player, is a footballer that shares the best possible mentality to have in a team sport. Is a winner, is a warrior, and every action matters. I think nowadays we got used to see players that they are a little bit inconsistent throughout their performances or even during a game. I think Marouane Fellaini, he doesn't understand that. Every action is the last action of the game. He wants to win. He will put the whole heart and the whole effort. And then he's a footballer that is with his size, is very awkward for the opposition. He's got an incredible coordination, probably a technical ability stronger than people could expect from the outside. And then when you work with him close by, you realize that all those qualities are very, very important in a team on a football pitch.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi there, Pat Nevin from the BBC. Robbie, just in front of you here. How are you doing? Very good, very well. Congratulations on how you've done so far. Was the tactical battle, specifically the tactical battle and outcome against Brazil, the most satisfying of your career so far? And how difficult was it to go to a back four after being so successful for so long with a back three?
Well, yes, but I think, as you know, playing a back three is quite difficult in a football pitch, because in a back four, almost the distances are more symmetric. It's a lot easier to play. When you play in a back three, that means that it opens up a lot of 1v1 situations all over the pitch. We've done that really well. I think the back three suits our players. But there are certain games that you need to use a back four and make it a little bit more solid from avoiding decisions in that defensive line. I think against Brazil, we needed that. The last 20 minutes against Japan, we needed that. And I think it's the quality of this group. They got that incredible capacity to change things as the game needs it. And that execution against Brazil, it is, as a coach, it gives you one of the biggest satisfactions to be able to work internationally. It means that you got maybe one session, maybe two, if you're lucky, to prepare a game. So the intelligence and the adaptability of a footballer's brain is essential, and to see the performance that we had against Brazil is of real satisfaction. But it seems an eternity ago. All we've been talking is about France, and the only thing that matters now is to move quickly to France.
Before we continue, I'd like to invite our photographer colleagues to carefully and gingerly exit the press conference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. We'll start here and then here and then here.
Ludo van der Wallen voor het Nieuwsblad in België, in English. Roberto, we had do you consider it a danger that the game against Brazil could have been a peak for the national team, and that now there's a sort of decompression for the Red Devils?
No, I think when you are in the semi-final of a World Cup, it's a quite unique moment in anyone's career. I don't think you've got the chance or the opportunity to switch off. This is an opportunity to almost try to improve what we did against Brazil in certain aspects. It's great to be facing a team like France, because they are very similar in terms of the individualities that they have. When you face a team like France, you know that you need to concentrate for 90 minutes. There are some special individuals that they can decide the scoreline in one action. So I don't think this is the type of game that you can think that you can walk onto the pitch and thinking that you're going to perform in a way that what you did before against Brazil is going to help you. Not at all. I think we're well aware of that. We respect immensely the quality of France. I think the understanding between the two squads are clear. Many players play against each other in their leagues regularly. Some of the players share dressing rooms. So I think this is the perfect game in order to be focused and as good as you can be for the semi-final.
Mr. Martinez, Christophe Franken from La Dernière Heure.
Christophe Franken from La Dernière Heure.
N'Golo Kanté is the specialist to make disappear the big star of the other team. He did with Messi. How can you help Eden Hazard to be free from this incredible player like Kanté?
I think in the same way that we've been performing throughout the tournament, I think we've been a team that we allow our individuals to make the difference in the goal-scoring threat. But I think we've been very strong in what we are as a group. We haven't been giving too much responsibility to an individual. I think it's been a shared effort, and I think that's been the key of our World Cup campaign. A lot of contribution from all the players. We got 20 players, outfield players, that they made that they had a start in the World Cup, which is not an easy feat, and everyone has contributed on the way. Now we face a situation where Thomas Meunier will be suspended, and we have to find solutions internally, but I feel that we are looking forward to that test, because we have been contributing in that manner.
Matthew from Reuters. I wanted to ask you, sir, was there a time when you took over the job, presumably fairly early on, when you looked around at all the incredible talent on the training pitch and thought to yourself, you've had 11 Christmases here like a kid in a candy store? And second one, what did it take for you to harness this disparate talent and sort of mold it together? Was there a specific process that you had to follow?
Well, obviously, after working in the British game, in the Premier League, you're well aware of the Belgian talent. It's not something that you need to travel to Belgium to realize. And I think that was the intriguing aspect of being involved in wanting to be part of this team and this group, this generation. I think the Belgian footballer is quite unique, a technical player with an incredible footballing brain. And then now, I think is a lot of questions has been answered in terms of saying that this is a team. This is not a group of individuals. This is a team that they almost made the commitment of trying to help each other to become a high-performance squad. And that's been a process. It's been 2 years to try to understand the footballers and the human beings behind the footballers, try to get a group that they wanted to share the same ambition. It wasn't just to try to use the national team to improve the brand. It was just to try to come together to be as good as we could at international level. And that's taken 2 years. There is no 1 or 2 secret reasons. It's common sense. It's a group of people that they want to share the vision of making Belgian football proud and trying to achieve something important. And this group of players, they've done that.
Oui, bonsoir Monsieur Martinez, Maxime Brigand pour le magazine SoFoot. Question en français. En France, on parle beaucoup forcément de Thierry Henry. Moi, je voulais juste savoir qu'est-ce qu'il vous avait apporté au quotidien, quel est son rôle précisément, et aussi qu'est-ce qu'il avait apporté à un attaquant comme Romelu Lukaku dans sa progression. Merci.
Well, I think Thierry Henry, in the last 2 years, what he's brought is something that we did enough. My technical staff, we've been working for 12 years together, so I think it's a quiet clarity in our methodology and how we want to work with players and the team. I think what we didn't have is international experience, the know-how of winning a World Cup, the know-how of being a footballer that you're expected to perform in front of the eyes of the world and knowing how you feel in those moments. Thierry Henry brings that, the calmness of giving the player the understanding of what they're going to see, going into the unknown as a Belgian footballer or Belgian generation. We cannot follow a path of another generation that they won a World Cup. So Thierry Henry brings that as an ex-footballer of elite thoughts. But then is a coach that his dedication, his attention to detail and almost trying to help any player in this squad on a daily basis has been very, very important. So it was the perfect missing piece of our technical staff in the Belgium group.
Our final 2 questions, if we can retrieve the microphone. We want to get through everybody. Yeah. Please, sir. Please, can we have... I want to give as many people the opportunity.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Yeah, I don't understand. You give me the microphone and can I ask a question?
Did you not ask a question? One?
Yeah, the player. It's a player, not at the coach. He's the coach, hè? The player was the young one.
I realize that, but
okay. Mag ik één vraag stellen in het Nederlands aan u, coach? We hebben de camera op u gezet tijdens de wedstrijd tegen Brazilië. Het is ongelooflijk hoeveel u beweegt en hoeveel u coacht. Dat is echt, als jullie in de aanval zijn, coacht u de verdediging ondertussen. Er zijn coaches die zeggen van, dat helpt helemaal niks als je dat zegt. Dat moet je voor de wedstrijd doen, niet tijdens de wedstrijd. Denkt u daar heel erg anders over?
Do you have different ideas about that?
How long have you got? I think the Brazil game was a very, very important game from a coaching point of view. I think is an approach that it was changing the way that we played in the tournament drastically. We had to work in different aspects in one session. So you can imagine that there are many elements, aspects, and situations that you have to help the players to make them aware because it's something quite new. So what happens normally is that you need to almost foreseeing what's going to happen. So when you're on the ball, you're foreseeing what's going to happen without the ball. And when you are without the ball, you need to foresee what's going to happen on the ball. So that's the reason. Normally, I'm not like that. I always trust my players. I like to enjoy the game when I'm watching it. So hopefully tomorrow will be more the second.
Two final questions. The first of those is here. The final one is gentleman with the cap.
Hi Roberto, David Cordell from The Sun, question English. Hi. What have you made of Kevin De Bruyne this tournament, and did you get the best out of him against Brazil because he played a bit further forward?
Well, I think the recognition on Kevin De Bruyne's performances before the Brazil game was a little bit unfair in my eyes. I think in our setup, he had to become a playmaker, someone that he played a lot deeper, someone that he would help getting the ball forward and bringing other players into the play. And sometimes that's not as attractive to see. For us, it was as important in the game against Tunisia and the game against Panama that it was against Brazil. Brazil is more, for me, I said it many times, I think Kevin De Bruyne is the modern playmaker. We used to see these playmakers that they stop the tempo of the game, that they take an extra second, that they allow the game to go into what they want to see. Kevin De Bruyne is a modern playmaker, and the fact that he goes even quicker than what you can see. His level of execution is exceptional. So when he plays in that forward role, when he plays in a bit more in the final third, his play, his performance is very, very attractive. And maybe then it gets a bigger recognition. But for us internally, we appreciate the role of Kevin De Bruyne in every type of role. For us, it's essential to have a player like Kevin, that he can play different roles. He played as a number 6, as a number 8, as a number 4, as number 9. He can play out wide. Apart from a goalkeeper, I could tell you that he could not just play, he could just perform at the highest level in any position. That's the quality that he has.
Let's finish here.
Roberto. Hola, ahí sí. Una pregunta en español, ¿puedo? Soy Eugenio Salinas de Radio Bio Bio de Chile. Oh, okay.
No Spanish,
Sorry.
please, no Spanish.
Okay, I'm Eugenio Salinas from Radio Bio Bio of Chile. We don't have any more South American here. We are surprised, but I would like you to tell us why Europe has got this advantage from South America being at the semifinals and final. And ask you about what Mr. Deschamps said recently here at the press conference. He said that part of this exit is a Wilmot work too. Part of the exit belongs to Wilmot. What do you say about it?
Well, in the first part of the question, is not a lot that I can give you. I think you need to find a crystal ball. I don't think there is a reason why South American teams are not in the semifinals. I think we all know that Brazil were the favorites to reach the semifinals and even go further, but that's what happens in the World Cup. I think it's been the World Cup in Russia. Fantastic tournament, down to small details. The results were down to very small margins, and it could have gone either way. And without a doubt, Mark Wilmot's work has been essential with this group of players. This generation been working with a coach for a long time, will always take advantage. I think when you're a new coach, what you try to do is to enhance and try to use what the previous coach has done. And I'll go a bit further. We try to give him a bit of revenge, because when he scored against Brazil as a player, the goal was disallowed, and hopefully now we can have a Belgium victory over Brazil in the World Cup.
Roberto Martinez, thank you kindly for
Pleasure.
your time.
Thank you.
Colleagues, thank you for your patience. We started somewhat late. I appreciate that. Please remember to return your translation devices on your exit.